It is time for the Tuesday edition of Litter Media Live on this January 14th of 2025. I'm Dan Ramey. There's a little bit of ice behind us. Here's Mr. Ice, Mike Smith.
Ice cold.
And we've got Mr. Hand 2 off to our left, and he will make his appearance there, of course, for you. But he'll also make an appearance here in a moment because he was out and about taking photos yesterday. Mm-hmm. We finally got him to work.
I just wanted to see if he
outside of what he's doing for the show here.
I just wanted to see if he could get in the water on a day like yesterday.
I don't think so. We've seen all these snow angel challenges and everything on Facebook, almost ad nauseum. But Josh Lawyer took it one step further. He went out to his pond. He broke open a big hole about like this, and he says, I'm tired of these angel things. I'm going to go a little further. And he takes off his shirt and jumps into the pond. Oh my. A true polar plunge, as it were. That would stop my heart if I tried to do that.
December of my senior year of college, me and some friends swam across the President's Pond at Indiana Wesleyan. And that was very cold.
Mm-hmm. Did the president meet you at the other side?
No.
Okay.
It was past midnight. He was asleep.
I assume the person you were speaking of did not go under the ice.
He went down to his, like so.
Yeah.
But he did reach down in the water and splash some on himself to get prepared. But even in the summertime, I can't jump into a pool of water. I have to get in there as easily. So when we have baptisms, you guys go on out, I'm coming. I'll be there in a bit.
I'll catch up with you, yeah.
Welcome to the program today. Let's take a look at what our forecast has for us. We do know that it's going to be chilly outside.
And yes, as the increasing clouds move in, there's a chance of snow this afternoon, but they're saying probably less than an inch of accumulation. It's going to be light snow, which when the winds pick up, they said that could get a little dicey at times and make the road slick. But yes, 22, the mean temperature, MEAN, but the wind chill -1. We're looking at clear, a low of 3 above tonight, but possibly a wind chill below 0. But good news. Wednesday, sunny, warming up on Thursday, 33, and then on Friday and Saturday, low 40s with a chance of rain on Saturday, and then back down to 28 for a high on Sunday.
I was surprised there weren't more schools delayed this morning. Definitely there'll probably be some more tomorrow due to the temperature and the wind chill and everything. And if there's that fluffy snow that we're talking about, I do know that there's like one straight stretch of 772, and it had drifting last night as I was on my way home. Mm-hmm. So about a third of the eastbound, or I guess that'd be southbound lane, was covered by snow, and I wondered what that was going to be like. And it's always right off of a curve. You know, so you're coming off that curve, and suddenly it's like, whoa! Yeah. And
I like the thing you posted about the Amish buggy. Oh. Yeah, doing donuts in the that was funny.
Yeah. All I could think of was, okay, Dad's giving him the keys to the car for the first time, and here he goes. And
the range. Yeah,
he is doing donuts in. Ironically, it looked like Dunkin' Donuts parking lot.
I saw that. Yeah.
And what's funny is he's just going, and then suddenly he just straightens up and goes on.
Yeah, like, okay, I've had my fun. Yeah.
We should have prepared that video.
Yeah.
That's a look at what's happening with our forecast in a moment. News and sports. But first, let's take a look at what we saw up in Pickaway County yesterday through the Litter Media cameras.
Yeah, I went to Deer Creek Lake to get some photos, and you can find these photos on our Facebook and on our Instagram. And as you can see, the lake part of it is completely frozen, covered in snow. But the creek is still running.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to guess that some of this is not actual water. It's probably from where they've reduced the water levels, because Lake White was kind of like that the other day too.
And are those rabbit tracks?
I would say those are rabbit tracks.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was my suspicion, but I just wanted to be sure.
What was the first one? Was that the Wolf Man?
No, that was deer tracks.
Okay.
And this is a sunset photo from the top of the dam.
Mm-hmm.
It was just really, really pretty out there.
Yeah. So if you want to see more of these dam photos, you'll find them At littermedia.com.
Yeah. Nobody was on the beach, though, yesterday.
No.
Yeah.
There were some footprints, and I don't know whose they were.
I mean, like a person?
Yes.
Human footprints.
That must have been the game warden who was wondering what you were doing out there.
Maybe.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm merely hunting for photos, sir. Very nice. And I think I said these are available on littermedia.com. It's not the case. It's on our social media. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Facebook and Instagram.
Very cool. And very cold.
Very cold. I was freezing.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, these.
Those are deer.
Those are deer tracks.
Okay.
Well,
You think?
They were just in a straight line.
well, you did have one photo that was extended off, like it had taken off
Yes.
whatever animal it was.
Yes.
But, yeah.
And for those of you listening on radio, we're showing pictures right now.
Yeah. Just picture yourself in a darkened room, and we're showing got the projector on.
Eating popcorn.
But we're not describing the visuals.
That's right.
So,
You know there are animal tracks of some kind.
yes. All right, if you want to find out more, just go to Litter Media on Facebook, and also, you didn't put them on X, though, right?
No.
Okay, and on our Instagram. You'll be able to find that there. All right, coming up in a moment, a look at news. But first, Haynes Total Health Care Center, chiropractic, physical therapy, nutrition. This is all their specialties, and they're really good folks. And they take interest in your life because they want you to feel better. Haynes Total Health Care Center. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website, hayneshealth.com. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today. Littermedia.com is where you can go to find a number of the things we'll be sharing with you today, but of course we also use our social media to help you there. If you don't know where to find us on our social media, go to littermedia.com in your upper right-hand corner. You've got X, you've got Facebook, you've got YouTube, you've got Instagram, Spotify, and Litter Media Radio, which we also have a Litter Media Radio player right there on the left sideboard, too. So check it all out at littermedia.com.
In the news today, Chillicothe Mayor Luke Feeney was with us on a special edition of Litter Media Live just about an hour ago.
I turned into Luke Feeney. That was amazing.
Yeah. Talked mostly about the community's responsibility for cleaning snow-covered sidewalks. I've seen people actually having to walk out in the streets because the sidewalks are covered.
Yeah, it's a real challenge. We were talking about that at our staff meeting yesterday. I think that I'll give an example would be the bridge, Bridge Street. Snowplows go by, and that snow's got to go somewhere, and unfortunately it gets thrown onto the sidewalks, but then that forces pedestrians into the streets. And so that's a problem that we're really working on, because we really want to emphasize, and we do emphasize, pedestrian safety, but we can't exactly do that if we're blocking sidewalks. And then, of course, homeowners and business owners, their responsibility to shovel in front of their homes. And I think if we can be consistent with that, or at least create an expectation of when sidewalks will be clear, because we know there are some situations, especially if it's a level 3, walking might be the only way to get somewhere. Right. So we really want to keep it safe, and sometimes for us that means getting out small equipment to clear a sidewalk, and it's just that sometimes in terms of broader safety, the safest thing is to get the streets done first, with sidewalks being secondary, but both a priority for us.
Mayor Feeney also talked about the recent issues they've had with the HVAC in the city administration building. They were closed for a number of days. They're open today and tomorrow only from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. because they're trying to get heat back in the building. You can find that full interview on Litter Media Facebook as well as Litter Media YouTube.
Back in the old days, they just had that coal-burning stove. They just said, just fill that pot belly up and we'll be good. We'll keep city operations going.
Those days are gone.
They are gone, aren't they? Is that the last thing that you have?
That's the last thing on that story.
Okay.
U.S. Department of Agriculture's Forest Service recently announced an investment of more than $265 million to conserve nearly 335 acres across the country. But locally, projects selected included the $8.2 million investment for the Sunfish Creek project that will acquire 3,100 acres of forest land, expanding the adjacent Pike State Forest and Ohio Scenic Appalachian Hills.
I've been there.
Yes, sir.
I live almost there.
You almost are there.
We told you last fall about SCOFF. The SCOFF was the South Central Ohio Fraud Forum, which is hosting a free lunch and learn this coming Thursday. It'll be in a Riverview Conference Room at Christopher Conference Center between 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. SCOFF is a coalition of financial institutions, including a couple of our sponsors like Kingston National Bank and Homeland Credit Union, along with law enforcement agencies. Topics they plan to discuss include fraud, prevention, scams, and personal financial protection. So if you want to attend, make sure you let them know.
If you're planning a project that may result in the discharge of dredge or fill material into a lake, stream, and or wetland, you're invited to learn more about the requirements to obtain a permit for your upcoming project. A 401 informational session will be held January 23rd at the Fairfield County Soil and Water Conservation District office at 831 College Avenue in Lancaster. To RSVP, contact Brent Dennis. He is with the Fairfield Soil and Water Conservation District office. You can email him at bdennis@fairfieldswcd.org.
I thought about this when we were talking about Josh Lawyer jumping into his pond, which much lower winter temperatures, of course, setting in across the state. Outdoor enthusiasts are being reminded that no ice is safe ice. As part of its ongoing commitment to safety and education, frozen lakes, ponds, and rivers may appear inviting for recreational activities, but ODNR urges all Ohioans to prioritize safety while enjoying winter pastimes. People should avoid venturing out onto any body of water or waterway that is frozen or iced over. I think about this with these ice fishermen and everything. It's okay on Lake Erie because they're watching that, but if you want to ice fish in your own personal pond, be careful. Check out the list of safety guidelines for the winter season within our web story, which just look for this picture on littermedia.com and it takes you right there.
About a month ago, we were talking that Pike County Community Action was looking for volunteers to help prepare free income tax returns. Well, they've got those volunteers, and now they're coming up on the actual time where people can bring those returns in. And those start on January the 27th. This service is free of charge for low to moderate income taxpayers. Submission of intake forms and tax documents will be accepted in the front office and in the Ohio Means Jobs Career Center down in Pike County, Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. Of course, the tax deadline is April the 15th.
All right. More news available at littermedia.com, and see some of the stories maybe you missed as well. We don't just throw it up there and then get rid of it. It's there for you to peruse and go back and find out more details. Just ahead, this stage in history, but sports is next. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. When you have weather like this and you've been having issues with your heater, you don't want it to go out. Make sure you reach out to Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing if you've got an issue going on there. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. It takes you to accuratehvac.com, where you can learn more about their territory and their services.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old. If you have need for a dumpster at your residence or your business, give Scioto Valley Dumpsters a call, 740-253-8389. They can get that dumpster to you, and when you fill it up, they'll haul it all away. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389. Time for sports, and we start with our high school roundup.
Yeah, some girls high school basketball, a couple of makeup games last night. SVC girls, Huntington beat Zane Trace 51-46. In the MSL Buckeyes, Circleville Lady Tigers, they stay a game out of first place with a 45-24 win over Bloom Carroll. In the SOC 3, Waverly clubbed South Webster 70-32. Wheelersburg over Valley 46-16. In SOC 2, Sims Valley beat Eastern 54-41. Northwest over Oak Hill 46-21. A late addition to that was Western losing to South Gallia 80-21. In SOC 1, Green beat New Boston 64-34. Congratulations to Sophia Kraft of Portsmouth Clay. She picked up her 500th career rebound in a Clay 60-20 win over East. Non-conference winners include Adena over Chillicothe, McLean beat Clinton Massey, Hillsborough over Paint Valley. Fairfield Union girls stay undefeated with a big win over New Lexington. Liberty Union and Crooksville over Fisher Catholic were winners. Girls TVC, Alexander, Vinton County, Waterford, and River Valley were winners. In the Shack, White Oak, Lynchburg Clay, Eastern Brown, and a late addition to that was North Adams beating West Union and Fayetteville over Manchester. And in the OVC girls last night, Portsmouth stays in first place by themselves with a big win over South Point, and Fairland just a game out with a win over Colegrove.
After a week of being out of gyms because of the weather, we're back into the gym tonight with Mike Smith and BJ Daly. It's boys high school basketball. First opportunity to see Unioto this year as they travel over to Southeastern. Our first opportunity to see the Panthers this year. Then later on this week, it'll be more boys basketball, Southeastern at Zane Trace. So that coverage begins somewhere around 7 o'clock for both nights. And we're still working on a Saturday game. We do know we're going to be in a gym somewhere. We just don't know where that's going to be just yet. We haven't received permission to be able to just yet. Military veterans, it's Military Appreciation Night down at Western on January 28th. It's the rematch between Eastern and Western that went down to the wire here just a couple of weeks ago. Veterans, you get into the game for free. Plus, there'll be a hospitality room where veterans can get snacks and visit with their fellow veterans as well. I tell you, Western does it right with their veterans. I've watched a number of their special moments with veterans and even their Veterans Day. It's just fantastic. Brock Brewster and his group do a fantastic job there. But they need you to RSVP to Western Local School by January 24th so that you can be properly recognized on Veterans Appreciation Night. And we'll be there to broadcast the game. We received permission yesterday, and I like how Beth Alexander puts it. We'd love to have you here.
We'd love to have you.
Well, we'd love to be there. So we will be there, yes.
Men's college basketball tonight. The Buckeyes will be at Wisconsin. So let's see if they can get back on the winning track.
Mm-hmm. Drive on down the court.
There was an NFL game last night, I understand.
It wasn't much of a game.
They call it the game, but
yeah.
Kind of surprised. The Vikings were 14-3. The Rams are 10-7. The game was actually in Phoenix because of the wildfires.
Right, and they're just out of kilt. I don't know what it was.
The Rams thumped them.
I forgot about this until last night during the national anthem. I thought during the Cotton Bowl, I thought things were bigger in Texas. And during the pregame, the American flag looked like it was maybe a third the size of the football field. Well, doggone it, at last night's event, it went goal line to goal line. Wow. It covered it up really well. So I had forgotten about that because of the excitement of the game that was Friday night.
Mm-hmm. It looks like the NFC North are frauds after watching the Packers and the Vikings in the playoffs. So let's hope that the Lions are also frauds.
Mm-hmm. If you want somebody else other than
right.
the Lions.
If you're looking for a commando win.
Which all Litter Media viewers are.
If you're a traditionalist who just wants to see the poor guys that's been beat on all these years do something, you got to be pulling for the Lions. Because I think you'd have to go back to 1956 or 57, the last time that they were even in an NFL championship game. So, which now is, of course, the Super Bowl. So.
Was that Bobby Lane era?
Bobby Lane. In fact, they and the Browns were kind of going back and forth with each other. So, Bobby Lane. Yeah.
That hate across the lake.
I guess Bobby Lane was quite the character. Alex Karras, who later probably became as more well-known for his acting than he was his football playing.
Mungo.
He said when he was a rookie, one of his responsibilities was to keep tabs on Bobby Lane off the field to make sure that he was not, doing anything that he shouldn't be. But
yes,
I guess Paul Hornung with the Packers was kind of like that, kind of a wild child too.
Those Playboy days.
Yeah, and then Joe Namath in the '60s. So
Broadway
right. Joe.
That's it for sports. Coming up in a moment, this date in history, we go back to 1967. Details next.
Litter Quality Propane, online all the time. Customer payment, account information, and more. Log on at litterpropane.com.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance, on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Wherever you are there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing. Download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Time for this date in history. 1967 was in January. The Summer of Love? What?
Yeah.
Summer?
Yeah, Aaron was asking, how can the Summer of Love be in January? Apparently this is something that that nickname maybe came along later on. But the Human Be-In, that's what they actually called it, the Human Be-In, is held in San Francisco's Golden Gate Park, launching the Summer of Love. The event draws more than 20,000 people to enjoy peace, love, music, and psychedelics. Artist Michael Bowen advertised his event in the underground newspaper, the San Francisco Oracle. The Human Be-In embodied elements of 1960s counterculture, and of course, you'd got to throw rock and roll in there, too. Between 20 and 30,000 people gathered on the polo fields of San Francisco's Golden Gate Park for the day-long event.
Now, by psychedelics, you mean colors, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at a lot of this was preceding MTV by many, many years. Mm-hmm. But even then, they had some, probably were videos that were used in movies, that involved concerts. I can think of Jefferson Airplane, for example. They used a lot of psychedelic artwork in their video presentations and so forth, and a lot of other groups did too. But
Chicago did that at the last concert I went to see,
mm-hmm.
and there were probably 75 different arrangements of psychedelic colors behind them that just continue to roll.
Yeah. But yes, psychedelics did also involve later on the use of some illegal substances to make you say, oh, pretty colors.
Where you could see psychedelics.
Yeah, really.
Without the...
if you've ever seen an Austin Powers movie, which is kind of making fun of, they use a lot of that psychedelic artwork. So did the TV show Laugh-In. They always had some of that involved too, so yeah.
I was telling you during a break about my brother turned me on to MeTV and watching, which I think one of the best theme songs to a show is Mannix. I enjoy that. Whenever I hear it, it's just dun 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 dun. But at any rate, just watching the fashion and the furniture settings. When you walk into a home, last night he walks into this home of a millionaire, and it looked like, okay, why has he got a pool table right in his lobbyway where he walks in the door? But nothing made fashion sense. You would wear a striped tie with a polka dot shirt and a tweed-looking jacket. Mom wouldn't let you walk out of the house looking like that today.
Right.
So
I get stuck on the Dick Van Dyke Show on MeTV on Sunday nights. They only show it on Sunday nights at 11. They back to back. But Mary Tyler Moore, in her role as Laura Petrie, I read, because as a kid, I didn't think anything of it, but a lot of the clothing that she wore were like fashion things that caught on. I don't know,
she was a trendsetter.
Yeah, the kind of slacks that she would wear. I mean, most women they showed on TV back in the 50s and 60s were wearing skirts.
Right.
Well, she was the one that started wearing slacks, and that caught on. Hairstyles and all that sort of thing.
And almost every suit you would see was like the Men in Black. Completely black with a thin black tie, and a white shirt. That was about it, pretty much. But, really enjoy watching those shows from when we were kids. And I've tried to explain to my wife at times, Dad always wants to watch these Westerns. You walk in and everything's in, and even Amelia has given him a hard time because nothing's in color. But
what's the matter with the TV?
Those were the shows that were big when he was a kid. And it was like going down to the movie theater and watching the Western, for 10 cents. All right, that's it for the program today. We had a special edition with Mayor Luke Feeney today. You can find that on our YouTube channel, as well as in our video section here. Tell me about tomorrow.
Melanie Euler with the Ross County Continuum of Care is here for sure. We've invited also Tabitha Muse. Tabitha works at the Chillicothe City Schools, so I'm not sure whether she was able to get away or not, but there's likelihood that one or both will be here. The point in time count, which basically counts or tries to the best of their ability count the homeless population in the community. That's coming up in January, and they're looking for volunteers to help with that. We mentioned that on the show last week, but they'll be here to talk about that as well as other things that they're doing for the homeless community.
Much more
at 10 tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Very good. That's it for today's program for Aaron Glandon. I almost said Handon.
Well, he's hair. Is that hair guy.
Yeah, where's mine?
Yeah, really.
I got a haircut the other day, and my mother-in-law hopped in the car as we were getting ready to go to the church, and she says, well, did you get it all cut off?
Yeah. Dan used to make fun of me losing my hair. Now I've got more than he has. Yeah.
What's funny, though, is I'll look at Danny, and I'll see him kind of like look down at the floor, and I see that spot starting right there. I'm like, you got it, buddy. All right, that's it for the program. For Mike Smith, Aaron Glandon, I'm Dan Ramey. Talk to you tomorrow on Litter Media Radio, and again here on Litter Media Live.